What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Real Word Podcast, a place where real thoughts, real ideas, and real words come to life. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. Thank you for stopping by, tuning in, checking out the channel. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit up the links down below. And now we can get into the episode. It is Wednesday, June 10th. 2020. It's crazy. 8 days until my 29th birthday. Not that it really matters, not that it's an important one. And with all the craziness going on, it's not like it matters anyway. But with my birthday, it's usually always nice, but never really lives up to my expectations. I always want something, super special, super over the top, grand, whatever. And, I just always kind of, I don't know, man. I guess TV, movies, all that kind of stuff really puts those things into your head and makes you want those types of things. And, it's just always kind of been a letdown, on my birthday. And don't get me wrong, I've always got and received great gifts, always done fun things. It just usually never is as good as I would want it to be. I don't know, it's a weird thing. But yes, midweek, Wednesday, 10th. This month is cruising by. We're already just about halfway through the year. It's crazy with all the craziness going on, and time still moves, That is one thing that doesn't stop. Let's get into this little snap. I already have it packed up and ready to go. Bong is clean. Water's good. Everything is good to go. It's that sherbet from Farmer and the Felon. Again, shout out to those guys. Let's get into it. Cheers. Alrighty. Got my coffee here. Alright, so let's get into this a little bit. Just do a quick recap of yesterday and then get into a couple of news stories. Yesterday it was a decent day. So lately I've just been really tired. I've been struggling with my sleep schedule. Haven't been able to stay asleep like I used to. I used to never struggle with sleep. Like every once in a while I'd have rough nights or whatever, but man, lately the last couple of weeks I've only been kind of getting 5.5 or so hours of sleep every single night, and it's finally been kind of catching up with me. I've been really exhausted the last couple of days. I feel much more energized and refreshed today. I did get a good amount of sleep, finally. So that's nice. But it's been rough. And yesterday, it was really hot here. I mean, hot for here. I think it was in the 90s at some point, in the afternoon or so. And I decided to go on a run at the park, not too far from my house or from where I live. And I haven't been there in a couple of months since everything, closed down and all the COVID stuff hit or whatever. I haven't been. And I was really excited to get out there, check it out again, go on a good run. That was my plan. That was my mindset. I was planning on doing a 10K. Got out there, man, got like barely a mile and a half in, and I was just exhausted. I hadn't run in maybe a week and a half or so, 2 weeks, and usually that's fine. Normally I just go and still can knock out like 6 miles or whatever, but this time, man, I could not do it. I had to stop. I had to walk. I just kind of finished my route kind of just walking, and then I did a little run at the end just to get something going again, but I couldn't do it, man. I had to stop again, and just for whatever reason, my willpower wasn't there. My legs were kind of giving up on me, and I just could not get into it. It was and I thought I did everything fine, because normally sometimes I eat before, sometimes I don't eat before, sometimes I drink a lot of water, sometimes I don't. This time I didn't eat much, but I had a lot of water. I made sure to go pee before and everything, and it was still a rough run, and kind of bummed me out, because I was really excited and looking forward to getting out there again, and man, it just it broke me down. It really broke me down yesterday. And then yesterday also in the afternoon, you can go check it out right now on Instagram on at @the_No World Order podcast. Zach and myself went live from that account and his account, and we went over some good topics. I'll touch on a couple of them here because it kind of ties in with everything going on, and I wanted to mention it again. But yeah, we went live yesterday. That was a good conversation, but both of us were really kind of sick and tired of talking about COVID stuff, George Floyd stuff, and it's just kind of all really draining both of us. And I know it's important because it's what's going on right now, but there's also more important things going on that's not being talked about, like Hillary Clinton having to, I think, eventually go and show up to court for the email thing. And I'm not sure if Obama is eventually going to have to go to court, but I know there's, all that stuff with Obamagate, the Hillary stuff, and, and the media just isn't really covering that stuff. So that should kind of say something right there. But yeah, we went live. We talked about just all sorts of stuff. It was a good conversation. We kind of, weaved in and out of things, and I felt it had a really good flow, though. The YouTube audio only will be uploaded today, this afternoon at 3:30. It'll be live p.m. So check that out, or you can go, like I said, to the Instagram at @the_No World Order podcast. Go give it a follow there, and you could check out the IGTV, and it'll be there. It's not going to be the microphone quality or anything like that. It's just the phone, but you'll see me with the headphones holding a microphone and all that, because it's going to be uploaded to the YouTube in an audio only version. So that's what that is. Go give that Instagram page a follow. Zach is the one who normally runs that account. He's the one who's kind of gained us a lot of followers. I post there a few stories every once in a while, but I'll also go live there when we do the Instagram lives, and then Zach will go from his personal account because he has a lot of followers who are kind of interested in the same things as well on his personal account. So it's a way to kind of reach a bigger audience eventually. So that's why we do that. But Zach, like I said, he's normally the one posting most of the stuff on that Instagram account. And I I try not to read the messages because, you know, usually it's him and someone else having a conversation, and I don't want to just go in and read it. But once they're read, I might go check through and see if there's like any information or something that they're talking about that I can like look into and stuff. But if they're in like a private conversation and it hasn't been read yet, I'm not gonna go and read it. So that's just me though. I'll wait for like Zach to go kind of read all the messages, and then I will go through and check some stuff out after. But yeah, that was yesterday. That was go check that out. I think we had a really good conversation. I really do. I think it was a good one. We don't see everything eye to eye, you know, we don't see everything the same, and I think that's good because we both can kind of challenge each other and make each other kind of see a point of view that we're not really thinking about. And you know, that's good. I like that. I like that challenge. I like that back and forth. And it's in a good, friendly way because we do agree on a lot of stuff. And yeah, we just point things out to each other that, you know, we might see things differently on. So I like it. But a couple of the things that we talked about in that episode that I wanted to kind of circle back around and touch on again was that the CDC, and these articles were from late May, around like May 20th. They came out and stated that the COVID-19 virus does not spread easily on surfaces. They state that they have been saying this for a couple of months now, but everybody was put into a scare when, you know, early on, and when they kind of said that, oh yeah, we need all these disinfectants, and everybody was using and going through the hand sanitizers and the disinfectant wipes and all of that. Maybe they didn't say that it spread that way, but they kind of maybe alluded to it, and then that's kind of what caused the panic. I don't know, but they have a quote saying it does not spread easily, talking about being on surfaces. They didn't say that it wasn't like it wasn't not possible, like it still could happen, you know, but it's like pretty rare that it actually happens. So pretty strange, I think, especially when everybody was kind of thrown into this panic. I don't know. Another thing. Oh, during this same CDC article, they also stated that the virus can be spread still through asymptomatic people. However, the World Health Organization, just on Monday, on the 7th, June 7th, came out and stated that people who do not have symptoms are not causing the spread of the virus. So why is there contradicting information out there? I think I've been stating that from the beginning, that there's a lot of mass confusion, a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of conflicting stories. You can go back and watch my episodes, and I've been kind of stating that since the beginning. And here we have a perfect example of that. So I just kind of wanted to, like I said, circle back around and kind of touch on those things and just kind of show you that it is. I've been saying this from the beginning. It's there's just a lot of confusion. They don't really know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about, especially if it's a new virus and stuff. Like, nobody really knows, so they're just throwing things at the wall and hoping it sticks. And you know, I don't know. You can go to the Instagram and kind of check more of our thoughts on that. We go kind of into it a little bit more But I just thought it was interesting. Like I read like way more excerpts from the articles and stuff, so you can go there, check it out more, but I just kind of wanted to point that out, and just show you how there's just been a lot of misinformation and confusion, and these people are supposed to not necessarily be working together, but, you know, kind of on the same page, especially if they're supposed to be kind of helping us as people. And there's this contradicting information out there. It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. So what else? Let me just look at these notes. So again, with the COVID stuff, good news, I guess. I mean, I would have to say it's good news. There's no way it's not, because what I've been wanting and hoping for a while, you know, obviously, starting today on Wednesday, more restrictions are being lifted. Campgrounds, aquariums, gyms, hotels, bars, and more are set to reopen. So that is a good thing. We'll see what it looks like, what kind of things are still implemented, and what safety guidelines and protocols we have to follow to kind of access these things. I went to the park yesterday, like I said, to go on a run, man. The restrooms were closed. Like, how are you gonna have the restrooms closed? Like, oh, it just made no sense. Didn't make any sense to me. But so that's probably what it's gonna look like. Things are just gonna be very limited, and you'll still have access to it. You'll still probably have to wear a mask. But things will be open. You will have your freedom again. Not really. But again, just start getting more and more things open, and getting back to some sort of normalcy. And then eventually, you know, we gotta start getting rid of these masks. We already know they're not good. They're causing more health problems for people. And now, you know, we have the whole country chanting, "I can't breathe," while wearing a mask, and our freedom of speech is being very limited and censored on the internet. So very, very strange times. Very strange times. Let's get into another little snap, and then I just got a couple more things, and then I will get on out of here. Packing this up. Nice. Alrighty. Cheers, everybody. All right, so couple other things. Another local thing here. San Diego County, man, this is just so strange to me. Just in the midst of everything going on with everybody across the country calling for defunding the police, San Diego County on Monday actually had a vote, and it was approved, I believe, 8-1 to increase police funding by $27 million. There were many people who called in to state their opinion on defunding, but they don't care, and they decided to just increase it, and increase it by, I don't know what the percentage would be or whatever, but an increase of $27 million for the coming up year, I believe, for 2021. So that is really strange that kind of happened during all of this. They did say that they're going to start implementing other programs to kind of help, and really make changes. So we'll see. We will see. Hopefully, this event does kind of cause some sort of real changes throughout the country, because I'm not saying to necessarily disband or excuse me, abolish the police. If you want to do that, we would have to really have like a private community security or something like that, like neighborhood watch type stuff. And I don't know. So what I'm saying is, like, we really have to restructure the system, have better training, make the officers less scary. You know what I mean? Because yeah, we talked about this yesterday as well on the Instagram. It's like, whenever you hear a police car or whenever you're interacting with police, typically you're on edge, you're a little nervous, even if you're not doing anything wrong, you're driving perfectly fine. You just get that heart racing, like you get that heart rate up. And then if they do pull you over, it's like, oh, why are you nervous? Because you have a gun and you have the power in this situation. And sometimes it doesn't even matter if I assert my rights, because you will just kind of do what you want. So that's why I'm nervous, because you are looking for a way to, write me a ticket or whatever it is. They are not your friends. So like, that's what needs to change. We need to like really make these police officers a part of the community. Make Zach says, like, have people be able to go up to the sheriff and talk to him in the middle of the street and, like, on the sidewalk, whatever, just in the community. Like, don't hide behind the desk, go out there, mingle with the people, and let's start rebuilding that. Like, stop with these petty crimes, like, where there's no victims. Like, let's just focus on the real stuff. That's what needs to be done. And they just need to restructure it. I don't think they needed to approve a $27 million thing to do so. They could, cut the bad ones, restructure things, get better training, and I'm sure there would be a way to work it out. But no, they decide to do a $27 million approval for increase. And I know a lot of people are going to be pretty mad about that. Well, I don't know. It's so conflicting because, well, actually, I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say increase. Like, everybody I've been hearing is saying, yeah, at least it needs decreased. I'm not hearing many people call for, like, the disbanding or abolishing like they are calling for in Minneapolis and stuff. But it does not need an increase, but it does need restructured, and they need to figure out a way to make that position, that job, better, so we don't have these issues. Yes, there will be bad people. Yes, there will be criminals. And, I'm sure being a police officer in those situations will still be dangerous, but you can kind of mitigate it by being a part of the community, and the community would kind of be looking out for you as well and wouldn't want anything happening to you. So that's just what needs to happen. We need to be more community oriented and come together as people. I've been saying that for a long time. Stop with the division. Stop with the divide of like making everything about race. Like, let's just see each other as people and just come together, you know? That's my thoughts on that. Another thing, this was just kind of a story that I heard and was looking up, and I just thought it was really interesting because, one, I didn't think we were allowed to do this, but I didn't write the guy's name down because I don't really care. I'm not gonna, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows who it is or whatever, but the founder and former CEO of Reddit stepped down and wants his seat to be filled by a black person. I guess he, made this video statement stating all of these things. And my only kind of question is, like, I thought we weren't allowed to hire people just based on race. I thought that was illegal and discrimination. So if somebody who was white or a different ethnicity or race applied for that position and got denied, could they file a lawsuit because they're only looking for a black person to fill that position? I really just have these questions because that's no way to go about things. It's like, we need to just fill positions for, like, the best people need to fill the positions, regardless of race, ethnicity, anything like that. Like, just who is best for the position. And race is no way to decide that. So I don't know. I just thought that was really kind of interesting, and I thought that was kind of illegal to do, but they're kind of advertising for it. So I don't know. Another quick thing, I don't have it written down. I just kind of saw it yesterday. I meant to bring it up yesterday on Instagram, but we didn't get to it. I saw something that all of these donations that are going to, like, the Black Lives Matter organization is then being donated to the DNC. And from the post I saw, is that is completely illegal and would be money laundering. I have to look into it a little more and find out all the details about it. But I did find that a little interesting, and there could be something there. And, the Democrats and left are always talking about collusion and all of that kind of stuff, and the right rigging it, and there's just so much accusations from the left. And if they're doing this stuff, if they're like doing everything that they accused Trump of doing, and even more so. And if you look into it, it's just pretty crazy. It really is. But a lot of people just hate Trump and disregard everything he says, and I feel like they don't actually listen to him, and they only hear what the media says about him or takes clips out of context, and they form their own opinion off of that. Because I've talked to plenty of people where I've asked them, have you listened to his speech? Have you listened to him talk? And they're like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, well, then how can you form your opinion when you haven't even heard the speech? Oh, because I heard it on the news. I read this, or I said, but did you actually listen to him say it? And I know. So it's like I did, or I used to all the time. I would watch his stuff because I saw immediately from very early on that I would watch a speech. A few hours later, the next day, media would comment on the same speech that I watched in a completely like negative context, and I was like, was that the same speech that I watched? No way. And it was, and they just made up lies about it. And it was pretty crazy. I saw it really early on. So it's like when he called them fake news and called them out for lies, I completely got it. I understood because I saw it. And people still call me crazy for saying that. But it is what it is. So that's all I got. That is all I got. Let's have one more little snap and end it on a snap. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Oh, it was funny. Yesterday and Tuesday Morning Tokes, go check out that episode. I was talking a lot about the stock market and how I was saying I was up, everything was back green, and then yesterday when I stopped recording and checked the market yesterday, I was down quite a bit on all accounts again. It had a rough day yesterday in the market, but go hit up that Robinhood link. You get a free stock, I get a free stock. It's a win-win for everybody. And yeah, you can start investing or learning how to day trade, and it's a good way to kind of set yourself up for the future. But let's get into this, and I will get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, tuning in. Cheers. All right, everybody, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and until next time, peace.